Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just become India's longest-serving democratically elected Prime Minister, surpassing the tenure of Jawaharlal Nehru, who governed for 4,398 continuous days after India's first general elections. But this record brings back an old question. What if Nehru had never become Prime Minister in the first place? Because in 1946, when India was preparing for independence, the man with the overwhelming support wasn't Nehru. It was Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. 12 out of 15 Congress committees backed Patel. Nehru got 0 nominations. Yet, when India became independent, it was Nehru standing at midnight, delivering the famous Tryst with Destiny speech. So what happened? Was India's first Prime Minister chosen by votes or by something else? Let's find out. To understand this story, you need to understand the two men at its center. Nehru was the visionary, educated at Cambridge, charismatic, internationally known, and obsessed with building a modern India. Patel was the executor, a self-made lawyer from Gujarat who understood how India worked on the ground. While others talked about plans, Patel figured out how to make them happen. In fact, after leading thousands of farmers during the Bardoli movement, people started calling him Sardar, the leader. Together, they fought for India's freedom for over 30 years. But when the time came to choose India's first independent leader, their paths crossed. And standing between them was one man, Mahatma Gandhi. Officially, Gandhi held no position in Congress, but his influence was unmatched. When Congress sought nominations for its president in 1946, the position expected to become Prime Minister, 12 provincial committees nominated Patel. Not one nominated Nehru. On paper, the race was over. But Gandhi believed Nehru represented the India that the world needed to see. Young, modern, international. According to several historical accounts, Gandhi made it clear that he preferred Nehru. Then came the crucial moment. Patel was asked to step aside, and he did. No public fight, no rebellion, no split. He withdrew his name and supported Nehru. Not because he lacked support, but because he believed national unity mattered more than personal ambition. And with that single decision, the course of Indian history changed forever. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. While Nehru became the face of India, Patel became the man holding India together. Because in 1947, India wasn't actually one country. It was a patchwork of 565 princely states, each with its own ruler. Some wanted to join India, some wanted to join Pakistan, some wanted independence. If those states had stayed separate, India could have broken into hundreds of pieces. And Patel was given the impossible task of preventing that. One by one, he persuaded rulers to join India. By 1949, almost every princely state had been integrated into the Union. Without that achievement, the map of India might look completely different today. So who should have been India's first Prime Minister? That's the debate people still have nearly 80 years later. But maybe that's the wrong question. Because Nehru gave India a vision, Patel gave India a foundation. One imagined the future, the other built the nation that could reach it. And perhaps the real reason India survived its most difficult years wasn't because of one man. It was because two very different leaders, despite their disagreements, chose the country over themselves. And that's a lesson worth remembering, no matter who holds the Prime Minister's office today. What do you think? If Patel had become India's first Prime Minister, would India's history have looked different?